What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here with another New York Giants post-game video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking on the video. Always appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. Helps out the stream huge. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. Halfway through the season, well, a little less than halfway through the season. Giants sit at 6-2, so subscribe. Come along for the ride. Let's see if we can make a playoff push. Unfortunately, this has to stay in the box today, as the Seattle Seahawks beat the Giants 27-13, hand us our second loss of the season. The Giants were the only NFC East team to lose today. Washington with a miracle comeback against Indianapolis. Obviously, Dallas and Philadelphia dominated lesser opponents. I don't really know what to say about this game. The Giants hitting the bye probably at the right time. This looked like a team that was worn out. They looked a little flat. And you credit Seahawks. You credit the Seahawks defense for that. The Seahawks played a great game. They are very underrated as well. A lot of people didn't think they'd be a very good team going into this year, especially led by Geno Smith. But he has had a resurgence. And again, Seattle's always been a really tough place to play for many opponents. And I feel like the crowd really unnerved the Giants at times on offense. I didn't like the way the game started. I thought we passed way too much. The first three possessions, we ran the ball one time. We had 3 3-and-outs. I understand Seattle's probably looking for the run, but they're not a very good run defense. You have to kind of mix it up a little bit. I would have liked to have seen more of a mix of run and pass those first 3 drives, but it didn't happen. And Seattle did a really good job of shutting down our run for the most part. They did a really good job of keeping Daniel Jones from having big plays in the running game. And then we just couldn't find any receivers down the field. They did a fantastic job with that. Our defense struggled at times to get to Geno Smith. They got beat in the secondary by DK Metcalf. And, of course, Tyler Lockett dropped the touchdown. Then he had a touchdown almost on the same exact play. Both of those guys were game-time decisions. Both of those guys produced quite a bit against our secondary. I thought Timon Fox played really well, but other than that, Dory Jackson played really well. Obviously made a couple of really nice defensive plays, including the turnover at the 2-yard line, which allowed us to get our only touchdown of the game. The offense really, really struggled in this game. No doubt about it. And it is what it is, man. You're going to lose some of these games and you're going to win some of these games, but the Giants did a lot of things today that they haven't done all season, and they beat themselves in a lot of aspects. Richie James absolutely killed the Giants. I mean, he killed them. Our defense was having a hard time stopping Seattle. They finally get a 3-and-out. Xavier McKinney gets a big sack. They punt the ball. He fumbles. Seattle gets the ball right back. They score a field goal. I mean, you can't do that. You can't have turnovers in the special teams game, especially when your offense has had a hard time scoring points and your defense has been on the field a long time. You can't give away possessions like that on punt returns. He did have one good punt return, and we had a blindside block, which took it back. Bad penalties today, bad turnovers. All in all, we were tied at 13 apiece. Seattle got the ball back. They went right down and scored. I don't know what it is about this defense. I swear to God, it's like when we score, the defense just has a letdown or whatever. But they went right down. They had 2 quick passes to Metcalf, and then they had the big pass to Lockett. And just like that was 20-13. Giants don't get anything on their next offensive possession. They stop Seattle. 6 minutes to go in the game. We're going to have a chance. Something that Daniel Jones has done all season long is taking the Giants down for game-winning touchdowns. We're going to have a chance with 6 minutes to go, all of our timeouts, and you're just feeling, okay, here we go. Here's our chance. We talked about it on the stream with Chris when we were doing the game. If they score, they're probably going to go for 2. Now, they may have lost 20-19. They may have won 21-20. They may have lost 20-13. I mean, who knows what would have happened. But Richie James, once again, gets the ball and fumbles it. And as soon as that happens, you fumble again, second time on a punt return, you fumble the ball. Seattle gets the ball, and they score a touchdown, but it didn't matter if it was a touchdown or a field goal. At that point, you have 4 minutes to go in the game. It's a 2-possession game, and your offensive struggle to move the ball all day. The game's over. Richie James the special teams, man, it absolutely killed us today. Absolute killer. Richie James just really hurt the team big time. It's very hard to overcome one turnover on special teams, but to have 2 of them, just really, really bad. So again, the Giants have done things that they have not done. They really haven't. They've not turned the ball over, haven't really made mistakes. Saquon Barkley pass, we had a couple of drops. Like that type of thing hadn't really happened for the Giants, this year. The Giants have been the ones to force turnovers like we did at the 2-yard line. They've been the ones, haven't been extremely penalized, bad penalties or bad, turnovers. And today it did. Their execution was not good. And again, I didn't really care for the thing so much in that first half. I would have liked to have seen Saquon Barkley run the ball a lot more, especially when it seemed like Daniel Jones was having a hard time getting set in the offense because of that crowd noise. And I was surprised that the Giants did not have more play calls with Daniel Jones under center because of how loud it is in Seattle. It'd be a lot more, I think it would be much more easy to communicate with your linemen when you're under center. So I was surprised there was a lot of plays out of the shotgun or not much more under center. The other thing is we tried to run the Wildcat a couple of times. One time it worked, and then one time we have a false start. Again, every time we line up in that Wildcat, it seems like we have some kind of a penalty. But listen, man, today wasn't the Giants' day. Seattle obviously has played very well, and, give them credit. They were the better team today. But all in all, if somebody tells me at the beginning of the year, if it's September 1st, and they say, Baddog, the Giants are going to be 6-2 going into the bye, I am signing up for that all day, every day, because I didn't think they'd be 6-2 at this juncture in the season. I thought they'd be about 4-4 right now. 6-2 is still a fantastic record. There's a lot of teams in the NFL that would like to be 6-2 right now. I'm not going to sit here and kill the team for a performance. Like I said, they're beat up. They've got a ton of injuries. They look tired. It's just a team that looks tired. They traveled from London to New York to Jacksonville, then to Seattle. There's a lot of travel here in the last month or so. And, it might have finally caught up with them. They've might have finally gotten worn out. And again, this team is beat up, and it's beat up bad. And hopefully we can get our guys healthy. You get a week of rest. You're going against a Houston team that you have 2 weeks to prepare for. They're definitely not the best of teams out there. They're not a team that's going to wow you with anything. Davis Mills is okay, but he's not, does not have a ton of weapons. He's not throwing a DK Metcalf. They don't have a Kenneth Walker. They're not a good team. Houston's not a good team. So that's a team that the Giants should be able to handle. And you just take care of business. It's one game at a time. You have to sit there and remember this was supposed to be a rebuild for the Giants. And Shane made no doubt about it. He says, we're going to try to win games, but make no mistake, this is a rebuild. And not only is this a rebuild for the Giants, most of our players are out. And Evan Neal's out. Bellinger's out. Shepard's out. Tony's gone. Galladay's out. Evan Neal's out. Azeez Ojulari's out. The list goes on and on and on. The war of attrition continues. The Giants are finding ways to win today. They just didn't find a way. Seattle was better. It is what it is, man. Again, I'm not going to sit here. It's weird to be disappointed. I was talking about this in the stream. Most of the time, losses, when you're disappointed by a Giants loss, that's actually a good thing. Because for the last 5 years, we were expecting losses. It's much better to be disappointed by a loss than expecting a loss. And listen, man, this Giants team has given me a lot of happiness this year. There's no question about it. I expect them to continue to win some games here in the second half. And I'm looking forward to the games against the NFC East. I know Philadelphia and Dallas are really good right now, but any given Sunday, you never know what's going to happen. So, Giants got to get it together. They got to make adjustments. They got to get as healthy as they possibly can. Hopefully, coming out of the bye, we get some of these guys back and we figure it out. And it was good to see Nick Gates back out there today, man. What a comeback story it is for that guy. Happy for Nick Gates to see him back out there after his leg injury, which was absolutely just brutal. So it was good to see. But like I said, man, I'm not going to sit here and kill the coaching staff. They're 6-2 because of the coaching staff. I'm not going to sit here and kill Daniel Jones. He did miss a couple of throws down the sideline today, but Daniel Jones has played absolutely fantastic this year. The offensive line's been pretty damn good. Obviously, at the end of the game, when it's nothing but passing and the defenders can just pin their ears back and go after Daniel Jones, it's going to be a lot more difficult to pass in that situation. So, listen, it's a team loss today. It's a team win for Seattle. And like I said, man, I'm not going to be upset about that. It's always disappointing when you lose. It sucks to lose. But, hey, man, it's a tough game. We weren't going to go undefeated the rest of the year. I think Giants fans should know that. And I think, like I said, when you're a Giants fan, and if somebody would have told you 6-2 at the bye, I'm pretty sure every Giants fan would have signed up for that. So it sucks going into the bye to take a loss, but at the same time, it might be the best time to take a loss because you get a couple weeks to prepare. You get a couple weeks to go over things and get healthy, and then you're playing Houston out of the bye at home. You got 2 home games in a row. So let's get healthy. Let's start another winning streak and, enjoy your week off, Giants fans. This time we don't have to have our hearts in our throat. We don't have to sit here and, have palpitations all game and being nail biters and everything else. We get a little emotional break for a couple weeks, and we come back and we play the Texans. So I appreciate you watching. That's all I got in this video. I'm going to be live for the Lakers in about an hour and a half. They haven't won a game all year, so we'll see if they can win. But if I don't see you in that stream, come on back. We'll have a therapy session Monday. Haven't had one of those. We'll have it on Halloween evening. And I'm going to take little Baddog trick-or-treating. I'm going to do a little therapy session, which we haven't done in a long time. But hopefully I see you then. If I don't, enjoy the rest of your weekend and enjoy your Halloween if I don't see you in the stream. Well, it's the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.